This is the Week 5 lecture, Part 1, and I will be covering national preparedness. September is National Preparedness Month, and September 30th is National Preparedness Day. Recent logos that have been used include this one, Be Disaster Aware, Take Action to Prepare, and also this one, Don't Wait, Communicate. For individual preparedness, FEMA recommends that you build an emergency kit and practice for an emergency. For those that are interested, I've pasted a link at this for this site at the base of the slide there. And on the next slide is a short video that I believe is an effective illustration of the need to prepare ahead with your family, not just for physical safety, but for your own peace of mind.
Did you go to the school yard? Where did you look? We can make a plan somehow. If I just.
He's a smart boy, and he's going to be okay.
Okay, try to calm him again.
There's no reception. Everything is down.
Try.
I can't.
Try already.
Nothing's working.
Well, just
Everything's
try.
down.
Do you think he's on his way? Please. Is he okay?
Laura,
Please tell me he's okay.
I need you to calm down.
Why, that's my baby. This is so bad. He's out there by himself.
Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov.
It's important to remember that in a large-scale emergency, you will be ineffective if you do not prepare ahead because you'll be concerned or consumed with caring for your own family. The ready.gov website I referenced has a PDF called the Ready Responder Toolkit that has many helpful suggestions. You should have your own portable survival kit, or what many people call a bug-out bag or a bug-out kit. And pictured here is one that is made by the American Red Cross. Of course, the options are endless. You could really get after it like this family and go straight zombie apocalypse. In any case, I would be remiss if I did not encourage you to think about your own personal preparations as we discuss your role in national preparedness. You may have noticed in week 1 when you read the PPD 8 that the first line under the title read Subject, National Preparedness. In an effort to further that objective, national preparedness, there is the National Preparedness Goal as articulated by the Department of Homeland Security. And they have defined it as a secure and resilient nation with the capabilities required across the whole community to prevent, protect against, mitigate, respond to, and recover from the threats and hazards that pose the greatest risk. Conceptually, important terms within this definition are capabilities and whole community. And starting with the second term there, the second phrase, the idea of whole community is essential to the success of the national preparedness goal. Just as we learned earlier that a single leader is unable to single-handedly and heroically lead a city out of disaster, so it is not reasonable to believe that the government will single-handedly save all people from a large-scale disaster. To succeed, it takes the whole community. If our preparedness efforts will be effective, it will require citizens to act as one who has a vested interest in seeing it accomplished. In other words, they must truly act like citizens and not just consumers. In this context, the term whole community is synonymous with the phrase all of nation. They're kind of used interchangeably. And then the term capabilities in this context refers specifically to what are known as core capabilities. The 5 areas listed in the National Preparedness Goal, prevention, protection, mitigation, response, and recovery, are mission areas, of course, which should not be confused with the 4 phases of the emergency management cycle, despite the similar language. I recognize that the terminology can get confusing at this point, but I'll explain as we proceed. So the overarching goal of national preparedness is broken into 5 mission areas. They are prevention, protection, mitigation, response, and recovery. And they could kind of be summed up as I've put here. Prevention is keeping it from happening entirely. Protection, safeguarding ourselves once it happens. Mitigation, trying to lessen that impact once it happens. Response, taking care of that, taking action, taking care of business once it actually happens. And then the restoration of infrastructure, getting things back to order. Within the mission areas are those core capabilities I referenced. And core capabilities are critical elements that are necessary to meet the national preparedness goal. For example, the prevention mission may include stopping a terrorist attack. And core capabilities answers the question, well, what do we need in place to do that? There are 7 core capabilities that fall under just the prevention mission. And there are numerous core capabilities depending on the mission area, and it's not necessary to memorize them all. But what's important is that you understand the concepts that undergird the national preparedness goal, namely the structure of the mission areas and core capabilities. That said, there are 3 core capabilities that span all 5 mission areas, and I have them here. They're planning, public information and warning, and operational coordination. Here's a graphic that illustrates the mission areas and the corresponding core capabilities. So you can see there across the top, there are the 5 mission areas, and then underneath are 31 capabilities in total. But you will notice that across the top, those 3 are the ones that are consistent across all 5 mission areas. One more time. The ultimate goal is national preparedness. Cool. So how do we do that? Well, we commit ourselves to accomplishing 5 missions, or these mission areas. All right, well, that makes sense. How do we accomplish those missions? How do we get the mission areas taken care of? Well, by developing core capabilities that apply to each of the mission areas. Right, so finding improved ways to improve, say, maybe our intelligence and information sharing will help us with the prevention and protection, which leads to greater national security, greater national preparedness. See? You get it. In the National Preparedness Report published by DHS in March of 2014 is an example of the progress that is being made in the preparedness effort as it relates to Superstorm Sandy that took place in 2012. They say, quote, Hurricane Sandy presented an opportunity to demonstrate the nation's improved capability to respond to and recover from a major incident. Before, during, and after Sandy, the nation showed unity of effort in a complex, multi-state environment, surged resources, tested new doctrine, and, most importantly, focused on meeting survivor needs. Sandy reinforced the critical role of 3 core capabilities: planning, operational coordination, and public information and warning that are common to all the mission areas and enable the success of other capabilities. End quote. So this is a testament to the progress that has been made in the effort that is invested before the crisis occurred. This is why understanding the concepts and being familiar with the language of national preparedness can actually have the effect someday of saving lives and property.